Welcome to I guess this is our 30s, the podcast where two friends dive into new hobbies in the search of something that sparks joy. Honest, funny, and a little imperfect. It's proof that figuring things out can still be fun. So grab a drink, get comfy, and join us.
Okay, so welcome to I guess this is our 30s. I am Emily.
And I'm Julie, and we're so excited to start and to
Ye
be here. I'm
yeah,
feeling oh god. It's our first episode.
it's our
Can you
first
tell?
episode, and I was gonna say, Julie, this was your idea, like, the plot, the idea of the show is your plan, so I feel like it's only fitting for you to explain it.
Yeah, of course, pass back to me. And I like how you say plot because it makes me think we have, like, a story, like, there's gonna be a
There's
climax and a
lore, yeah, and there's gonna
yeah,
be a
there's lore.
climax and a beautiful ending.
Hopefully. It could
Yeah.
be a tragedy. Um, so I texted you one day, and I bombarded you with a text that was, like, 3 pages long,
Mhm.
and I think it was a secret ruse just to get you to hang out with me more, but it started with, "Hey, do you wanna start a podcast?"
Mhm.
And it ended with, "Please." I think that was literally the last word I put in it. But basically, I was zoning out in a meeting. I'm a good worker, but I was zoning out in a meeting, and in the depths of my zoning out, I was like, "I don't have a passion." And it made me really sad in that moment, and I was like, I used to always have all these passions, like sports and arts and,
Yeah.
trying different things, and now that I'm getting in my 30s, I feel like I don't have, like, the next thing. So I asked, friends and coworkers about it, and I was like, "Am I just, like, weird for not having a passion?" And they were all like, "No, like, we don't have a passion either." And my one friend's like, "I hobby hop, like, every couple months, but I struggle between, like, monetizing it or just, like, having fun." And then I asked my other friend who just had a kid, and she's like, "Well, I feel like I have to say my kids are my passion, but, like, is that really my passion?" Like, that it gets nuanced for moms and things like that. So I was like, there's a lot of interesting conversations around it. And I was like, well, I want to one, find my passion, but two, like maybe document it and then help other people like see it's okay that you don't have one. Like I used to be really embarrassed about it. And then I felt after talking to people like this is normal. It's totally fine not to have something that you're like excited to do after work or excited to see. And maybe that's something we could do together. So I sent you this long message. I said, please. And then I was like, oh shit, if she already has a hobby, this is really messed up. She already has a passion.
Lucky for
So
you.
so why don't you give like your take of after being bombarded, what your initial reaction
No,
was?
and I loved it, it made me smile so much, and I love the ruse of getting to hang out more because that was, like, one of the things that I thought of, like, "Oh, wow, yeah, this sounds like a great concept," and also what a great opportunity just to get to spend more time together because we don't live next door to each other, so love that part. No, and I totally can relate to that. I feel like I am very lucky in the sense that I really enjoy what I do for
Mm,
work, and it's a double-edged sword because of that, then it also can take up a lot of time, a lot of brain space, and make it feel very easy to not fill in gaps in other areas of my life, but that's also when I zoom out, I'm like, "Oh, I don't want work to be my entire life and my only passion." Like, that does not feel good, and that's something that has always I mean, historically, from when I was super, super young, I have always, similar to you, been well, no, you've had, like, core things, but I've
so
always
did
been a
you.
bouncer.
Yeah.
I've bounced a lot.
Photography was big for you.
Yeah, no, there are,
Yeah.
like, core
But
things that I really enjoyed, but I never there was, like, always a new thing, and on one hand, I kind of like that. I've learned to appreciate that about myself, that
mhm.
there's opportunity for range, but then it can also feel like, oh, there's nothing that's really anchoring me to this one thing that I'm super passionate about that I feel like a lot of people have. And just realizing that the older I get, the more my life starts to change, it's only going to become harder and harder to fit in hobbies and to find passions when life gets really busy. So I think having something that is an anchor and almost like an accountability to focus on it is a really helpful thing.
Right, right, and that's so valid. I feel like women specifically is like you can't have it all. You need to like focus on work or like focus on a family or focus on XYZ, but it's like being able to do it all, have time, make time for yourself to like enjoy a hobby, enjoy a passion, like get lost in like a whole new world. I feel like that's something that's not easy to do, but should be done more.
Yeah, and kinda like your friends it sounds like one of your friends mentioned is something that I feel like happens a lot is the pressure that's then put around hobbies of kind of, "Oh, well, like, what's the
Yeah,
point of this? Is it
right,
making me money? Is it, like, helping me reach a goal that I have? Or is it" but just the point of something just in place for joy without there being any expectation of output, I feel like is not something that is really prioritized in adulthood.
right, yeah, and we're not bashing people who make money out of their hobbies. It
Oh
just
my
feels
god,
like
no.
that no, no, no,
Good
it just
for
feels like
them.
that's the only avenue. It's like if you don't do it for money, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
And, I struggle with that too, like, whenever I loved candle making for a while, and I was like, I'm gonna sell candles," and then I was like,
I have
"I don't
one,
even
yeah.
yeah, I love my candles, but I'm like, I don't think I needed to sell them." Like, I had more fun just being casual and making them for myself
Mhm.
and friends, so, I feel like there is that pressure to your point, so, yeah, I'm excited, and, I think I scrolled more on our text thread again of us, like, going back and forth about this idea, and I was laughing because, I was like, "Well, once we find our hobby or our passion, we'll just stop the podcast," which is, I think, hopeful, but also a little short-sighted, but you ensured me that, limited series are really cool now, so, like,
Love a
maybe
limited
this is like a
series.
2 podcast
Mhm.
take, and then we're done, and then
Yeah.
we're fueled for the rest of our lives. So
Yeah, yeah, maybe, and also, I don't know if I'm ever gonna be the person that has, like, one set
Right,
hobby. I don't know if
right,
that's in the cards for me. I think I may always continue to be a little bit of a bouncer, but that's okay to find things that feel
you
good
are.
to maybe bounce between, to maybe narrow it down to have things I like to bounce between.
Well, and maybe there's, like, a theme to it all, like,
Yeah.
and it's totally fine if there's not, but I feel like I used to find a lot of joy in, like, volunteering or, like, just making people happy, like, doing, like, little small things, and I'm like, "Well, is that a passion?" Like, I don't know, like, I feel like through this process of trying all these different things, maybe there's, like, a common thread that we're like, "Well,
Yeah, and
that's
that's
my thing."
I haven't even thought of that because I that was kind of coming up for me when I was making my list, which we'll talk about in a little bit, of what qualifies to be on this list of is this like valid enough to be a hobby or is this just a thing that people do because
Yeah,
they're alive and are living life? Like volunteering is something that I'm always like, oh, I feel like I really like volunteering. I should really get into that. But then is that a hobby or is that just a good person? Or it just
right.
feels yeah, but it's probably
Yeah.
to not put so much pressure is part of the whole
Yeah, I
point of
think
this,
we just
so
ride it out and then try to
yeah.
explain it as we go. I do wanna talk about, our fears and hesitations because I know I brought this up to you. I was like, I have 3 really big fears, not just with starting
Okay.
a podcast, but with, like, trying to explore and find a passion or hobby. So did
Mhm.
did you come up with any, or do you want me to lead off with mine?
I do have some, but I would love
Okay.
for you to lead off with yours.
Well, the first one is very shallow, but it's hearing my voice when I edit. Like, I think that's one of my biggest fears,
Crazy.
but I think it's gonna be really good exposure therapy to it, and
That's
it'll
a
be
good way
good.
to look at it. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
because
so
there
that
is
one's like,
nothing wrong with your voice.
"Hey, thank you," but, I mean, when you have a voicemail and you listen back and you're like, "Oh, man, that's"
Mhm.
well, maybe it's just a me problem. Your voice is lovely, so maybe it's just a
No,
me problem.
I feel like for to an extent, I feel like most people have that of like, "Oh, it feels really weird to hear my voice,
Yeah.
back to me, being recorded back to me."
Maybe we through this all, I could recommend exposure therapy. Just editing clips of your voice over and over again will make you love your voice.
Love your
I'm
voice.
I'm
I think
hoping
that's
yeah,
perfect. And then you can
So
listen to the podcast every night before bed, and that'll be
yeah,
more just repetition, getting those reps
yeah,
in. I think that's perfect.
osmosis of, like
Mhm,
yeah, that
mhm.
feels, slightly narcissistic. My other 2 are not as bad. One is, like, what if I never find a passion? Or, like,
Okay.
what if, like, this not does not become a limited series? What if this becomes, like, my life of, like like, you
Oh my
find
gosh.
something you really
Okay,
love, and I'm so happy for you, and then I'm like, "Man, like, maybe I don't have something." That's, like,
okay.
my biggest one.
Which is so crazy for me
Yeah.
to hear because
Y
I mean, to give, like, mild background, we went to college together, we lived together, and
Best years ever.
Julie, yeah, best years ever. Julie, you, like, always had stuff going on. Like, you were it was what sports practice did you have? We were in a service fraternity together, so we always had stuff going on there. Of you, like, if there was nothing going on the weekends, you would find things to do to, like, occupy yourself and to have fun. Like, I feel like you are a fairly passionate person with a broad range of things you like to do, so that's so interesting to hear that. A fear
Yeah.
of yours is that you're not gonna discover that.
Well, I mean, thank you, that's very nice to hear, but, yeah, it was always fun. We used to do late night racquetball, like, that was probably one of the best days, and, um, yeah, no, like, it's so nice hearing that, but I feel like once I graduated, I always had a checklist of things to strive for and my passion. Like, I'm a achievement heavy person. Like, I love achievements. I love checking off boxes. Like, when I write a to-do list, if I do something extra, I write it down and then cross it out, even though I've already done it. Like,
Okay,
that's just
yep.
how I am. And I feel like in college, I had a lot of things to do, like sports practice. I like to win, so, like, achievement focused, like, you have to go to practice to do that, like, on the weekends, I don't like sitting around, so it's like, "Okay, what's there to do?" Like, I have to do some so, I feel like there was always, like, a box I was trying to check off, like, "Oh, you should be
Okay,
active. Oh, you should do well in school." Like, "Oh, you should graduate with hon" like, there's these things that, like, I felt like I had to do, so then I was just taking the steps to do them because that's what my script was, like,
okay.
follow these steps, achieve what you're supposed to achieve, and then now that I'm graduated, I'm like, "What's the next step?" Like, what's there to, like it's, like, hard,
This is
it's like,
it.
what's
This is
there to
all
strive
there is.
for?
Yeah, mhm,
Yeah, so I think that's where I'm struggling is, like, in that spot.
okay.
Do you not feel that way at all? Like, you're like
No, I it's and again, it's funny because, like, I do. But I feel that way for me, not for you. Like, no, Julie's like Julie, she's got it figured out, like, she's got all this stuff going on, like, so it's just always interesting to hear that perspective, and also a reminder that we're often, like, our own worst critics and hardest on ourselves when that's not usually how others are viewing things, but no, I feel that way, but I feel like that has, like, always been a
really? Oh
long-standing
my god.
and I have a lot of peace around it in adulthood, but, like, that like, a long-standing insecurity from, like, childhood of, oh, everybody else has their thing and is, like, good at
Right.
their sport or is, like, great at their craft, and I was always the one that was kind of, like, bouncing around, never
Mm.
feeling like, "Oh, this is what completely fits for me." So it's interesting to hear that perspective from somebody that, from my perception, like, fits in the box of, "Oh, no, like, they're one of the ones. They're one of the ones that, like, have it figured
Got it.
out, that, like, yep, they've got that area of their life in check." So
Okay,
it's
you realize before we hit record, I couldn't find the graham cracker I put on my desk.
what does that have to do with passion
That
and
that's
hobbies?
not someone who has it put together, but I
That's
appreciate the
okay.
perception.
Yeah,
No, that's so funny because I think we had flipped perceptions of each other where
that's
I'm
so
like, "Well,
interesting.
Emily's always, like,
That's
knows
so
what to do
interesting.
next." Like, you do so much, and, um, that's that's so funny that we had flipped perceptions.
Yeah,
Wow, we're
that's
really getting to know each other.
oh, look at there's so much more, always more to learn about people, no matter how long you've known them. Okay, so that's another one of your
Alright,
fears, and you said you have one more?
one more, the deepest, which is what if my passion is really lame? Like, what if it's so embarrassing? Like, I
What
can't
what is a lame passion and
well, I
hobby?
thought about it because I thought this would be a follow-up question you had,
Okay,
and I wanna preface I really thought about it because I was like, "Okay, nothing's lame if someone really cares about it." Like, I truly believe that, like, it's not
100%. Mhm,
you're never too cool to try, like,
mhm.
that's cool. Um, but I really thought about it. I think yodeling is so cool if you're on the Alps or, like,
Amazing.
in a mountain range. I think if yodeling's your passion and you travel to all these places, that's cool. But imagine yodeling in
Mhm.
downtown Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Not cool. That's
Wha
weird. That's lame that's a problem.
It's not a problem.
That's weird.
It's you could be the one that makes it a thing in downtown Philadelphia.
Okay,
Maybe that's what downtown Philadelphia is missing.
that's what they're missing. We have a lot
Ugh.
going on,
A lot.
and we just
Bird
need to
watching clubs,
wait, wait.
neighborhood
You
bird watching
remember
clubs.
my bird watching saga?
Yes.
That's on my list later,
It's
so
okay, okay, we'll
it's like
circle
a
back to the
wow, I
bird
can't believe you
watching.
pulled that out of your memory. That was
Are you
good.
kid This is one of the examples of, like, Julie is just such a passionate, hobby-oriented person. On my bachelorette, you were like, "I'm happy to be here, a little disappointed because I finally got a flyer in the mail to be invited to the local bird watching club, and, like, I have to miss it." Again, happy to be here, but, like,
Yes.
disappointed about this conflict of interest because I really was looking forward to this in for the bird watching club.
Yeah. To be clear, I very much wanted to be at your bachelorette.
No,
Very
I
much.
know, but this screams a lady with passion.
Yeah, but I wanna
That
say I still haven't gotten another invite, so this is a big
so
mark.
it was a it was a significant conflict of interest, and but if that can be prominent in downtown Philadelphia, I don't see why yodeling can't be. Mhm. Okay. So I guess and I kinda already touched on one of my fears, but I feel like I am also a person that maybe gets caught up in, like, the output of things, of, well, what is the
Mhm.
purpose of what is this going to, like, make life easier, or is this going to, like, pay the bills, or is this, like, what is kind of the purpose of this thing, and not super allowing for just things that are joyful for the sake of being joyful, and so
Right,
not maybe not necessarily a fear, but something I wanna be really mindful of not doing is turning this into that. Of like, okay, now, like, there needs to
right,
be a purpose or, like, an output of this
right,
podcast of like, "Nope, it's
right,
okay if literally just our moms listen to this, and it
right.
is time that we get to spend together." That's fine. That the purpose of this is not for there to be a specific outcome, but just for it to feel good and joyful. So I think that's a fear.
Okay.
I guess another one is a little bit of something like even reading the list of hobbies that I culminated and the hobbies and the things that I have been passionate about previously are all tend to lean very individualistic, which
Okay.
isn't a bad thing, but I feel
No.
like another thing that is harder in adulthood is just like creating more community. And so even thinking of, okay, it would be great if some of these passions also led to the opportunity to create more community, but
Right.
then feeling like, well, I'm not going to do that by
Being that hold up in
sewing
there.
in my living room by myself, right? Like, so
Right.
even just the fear of almost, like, managing my own expectations
Mm.
for what this is gonna look like or what this is going to lead to, I think is one that comes up for me,
That's such a good one. I didn't even think about that, but I mean, you're so right. Like, I already work from home, and it's like
mhm,
sometimes I read it's really important to have like a third place. So it's not just,
which, like, don't
your
really exist
home,
anymore,
your work.
yeah,
Yeah, like you need to go somewhere else. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think a lot of my hobbies are not a third place to
mhm.
so that's like a really good point. Um, I didn't think about that, but that's really insightful, and, like,
Thanks.
that's
And I
really yeah.
thing we can both agree on about me with, love and compassion is that I am not a sporty gal. That
Okay.
the
You are
intrigues, that's not gonna be where my passion shines.
but you're not sporty.
Mm.
You're athletic. Like, I think, like, I've seen you sprint on a treadmill, and it's insane. Like,
I
in college, she used to just, like I don't know why I'm saying she. You just literally used to, like all of a sudden, you'd be walking, and then you, like, frantically
yeah,
hit the button, and you're
I
like,
don't really
"You're
do that as
fast.
often
You're
anymore.
fast. You're fast."
But that's not athletic ability, that's, like,
You don't
ability
trip.
to get away from, like, a kidnapper,
A predator.
which, like, I can do that.
That's a passion,
That's
if you ask
great,
me.
that's a skill, perhaps that's a
Mhm.
skill, but not so much a hobby. Um, but yeah, so that's probably not gonna
Okay,
be where things shine for me, and that's okay.
but
That's just not those weren't the
right.
cards I was dealt in this lifetime, and that's okay.
We'll see. I feel like you could get really into, like, badminton. Like, you loved racquetball. I feel like you really enjoyed
I
racquetball, so
did.
maybe, like, a net, like a
Mhm.
yeah.
There is a net inspired, well, a
Oh, I'm
paddle
excited.
inspired hobby on my list.
I'm
'Cause I do
excited.
feel like if there's gonna be anything athletics driven, that's what
That's
it
it.
would be.
Okay. I have a
Yeah.
guess, but I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Okay,
Um,
it's for, like, 70-year-olds, so
yeah, I think I
yeah.
knew.
Yeah, I feel
To
like
be fair,
that's
I think it's permeating other
mhm.
generations of people,
Yeah.
but you might be
I'm
really
all
good at
about
it
inclusivity, exactly, right? And
because
this
you're
isn't
going up
about
against
exactly. But either way, it doesn't matter because this isn't
No,
outfit driven, this is just for joy, and so
see,
it doesn't matter.
you need to
Mhm.
keep me in check because 'cause I'm like, "Competition? You're gonna do great."
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I guess the last big fear is just, I guess kinda similar to yours of is am I just gonna be bad at everything, or is this just not gonna really result in anything? And tied to that is the a trap that I have fallen into before, which is buying things to make my
Mm,
life better or to embark on a hobby and then not utilizing the thing that I bought. So now it feels like wasted money and also clutter in space that I probably don't necessarily have room to store and the results of still not having a passion or a hobby. So, like, that combination doesn't feel great for
mm,
me, and that is
well,
something I want to, ideally avoid.
yeah, that's a ugly one
Yeah,
to put it.
yeah,
But I feel
yeah.
like to address your first point of, like, what if you're just not good at anything? I feel like that's another thing I think a lot, and that when I was talking to people, they think a lot, like, you have to be good at your passion or your hobby, and, like, I don't think that's always the case. I feel like no
Yeah,
matter what, you're gonna get better if you do something a lot, like, what's it, the 10,000 hour rule, whatever?
yeah.
Um, but, like, to start off, like, I feel like I do the same thing where I quit fast if I'm not immediately okay at something. I don't have to be
Mhm.
great, but if I'm not okay at something, so I feel like that's through this process something we should try to focus on. Like, you don't have to be good at it to, like,
Right.
enjoy it. Um, and then I feel you on the clutter piece. Like, I go in deep. It's like a trait I
Yeah.
get from my family. You buy everything, you don't
Mhm.
test the waters, you get
Mhm.
everything you need, and
Mhm.
then I see it, and I'm just like, it's just a reminder of my failure, like, my
Right, of
disappointment.
yes. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I have no words of wisdom for that part, but,
Thank you. And my
um
house doesn't have a lot of storage, so I have to, be mindful of that.
well,
So,
Tom
nope.
doesn't need an office. Tom, your husband, does
My
not need
husband,
an office.
who exclusively works from home,
Seems
could
selfish to
you're
have a
I think
whole
you're probably right.
yeah.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
I'll take that up with him. I think
Yeah,
he'll
that's
love
like
that.
at least 12 hobbies in that
Yes, that
regard.
majority of the clutter around the house is already mine, and now also, I think your office should become my craft room. What
I
are your thoughts on that? I think he'll love it.
So we decided not to tell each other the hobbies that we wrote down, and we were gonna do the list reveal now.
Mhm.
But I do wanna preface that you, Emily,
Mhm.
said, "Give 5 to 10 hobbies." 5 to 10.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Okay, I don't wanna just do the minimum, I don't wanna do the maximum in case Emily only does 5, I'm gonna do 8, because
Mhm.
that feels normal."
Yeah.
And I texted you yesterday and I said, "Hey, Em, how many hobbies did you end up writing down? Don't tell me what they are, but, like, how many?" And
Mhm.
and what did you say?
I said 20, but I can
What?
scale it down if
No,
I
no,
need
no.
to.
You
I
don't
can
need
scale it
to.
down if I need to. Yeah.
You don't need
Um,
to.
d do you have any more you wanna add? Did that encourage you to add on a few more passions and hobbies last night before we met today?
No, I'm still at 8. I guess
Still at
I
8.
was
I
feeling.
think
Oh, no, go on.
no, no, no. What, you were
I was
feeling
feeling
what?
passionate about it. I was like, "Okay, maybe I can get to 10." But then
Mhm.
I was like, what's realistic for me in the first 2 weeks to do?" And it didn't feel like I was like, "These 10 feel realistic for me to try first."
You think you're gonna try 8 hobbies in
No, 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 no,
oh my gosh, I was
like,
gonna say,
I
my
don't
plan
think
is not to do all this
you have
before
to
we
do all
meet
20
again.
hobbies in 2 weeks,
Absolutely not.
or else you're screwed. You're
Yeah,
kicked from the podcast.
I did narrow it down. We're at 19 now. So
Okay,
so when I
by
was
definition of
transferring
narrow it down.
yeah, when I was transferring the hobby list from my computer to my iPad, which is a very essential thing to do, it's not like they,
Yes, you do.
sync, I took out 1, so I
I
narrowed it
need to
down a
know what
little bit.
the one is. I need to know what got cut.
No,
You don't
because
wanna share?
now I'm gonna feel stupid
Okay, okay, yeah.
because either you're gonna say, "Oh, no, you should have kept that," or it's gonna be like, "Why the hell was that on the list in the first place?"
And what if I
So,
promise not to react?
maybe we'll talk about it later.
Okay. Should we alternate our list, or should you just do, like, 10 in a row? Because you have oh, I'm bad at
So
math,
for every
11.
5 I share, you can give 1. Okay, um, let's yeah, that creates a little bit of an issue, I guess, for
No,
this
but why
this
don't you go
segment.
first, and then I'll go
Just
second, and
list
then
off
there's
all 19 of them right now,
you know what?
struggling
Just
to rank them.
go for that, and when you feel like you need to explain yourself or
I
explain
can
something
pause.
about it, pause, take your time.
I'm gonna I'm gonna say 5 and then
Okay,
intermission and you can share some, okay?
okay.
Alright, first 5 I have.
Mhm.
Pottery spinning. The next 3 are 3, but they're kinda lumped, they're very similar, they're like sisters. So,
Okay.
sewing,
Loves okay,
knitting and crocheting,
uh,
and embroidery.
okay. But they're
So, like,
similar but
different
distinct. Yeah,
different, but, like, sisters.
yeah. And
And then
I just feel like everyone has knitting on their first hobby list. Like, I
so is
feel like
that bad? So are
that's your
you saying
no,
that's a
it's
terrible
on
choice?
it's on my list too. Like, I'm saying
Okay.
it's like a gateway hobby.
Yeah,
I feel
because
like
it feels
that's like
accessible, feels anyone could do it.
yeah, but you know what else? I see a lot of used knitting stuff on Facebook Marketplace. So it makes me
This
think
is good to
it's
oh, it makes
highly
you think
accessible,
what? That people don't like it, that they
not
do it for a
sticky.
day, not sticking, okay.
It's not
My
sticky.
mind went to, "Great, I don't have to buy it new, I can look
Well,
at"
that's
but
no, I agree. I think
it's not
that's the way to
sticking.
do it. It's budget friendly. Mhm.
Those are good things.
Okay.
So we have that, and then number 5, I have the grand reveal of the hidden paddle, hobby, pickleball.
Yes. That makes
Surprise!
sense. I'm
Yes.
shocked when you said
Mhm.
70-year-olds, but it is
Yeah.
hip. I feel like it's getting very hip and
Yeah, it's
cool.
a hobby I could take with me throughout the rest of my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That's
agree.
nice.
And I feel like you don't have to be like, the court's smaller, right? It's not like a big tennis court, like, it's
I think so, like, the paddles are bigger, The balls are bigger, I believe.
I
Like,
think
it
the
just
paddles are smaller than a tennis racket
smaller?
for sure. For sure,
Really?
for sure.
Are you sure? I thought the whole thing was like it's just a lot more accessible.
Do you know how big a tennis racket?
Yeah, but isn't a pickleball racket like bigger? And it has like flat like it's like I feel like it's like a paddle. Like I feel like it's like
Like
a
a
cutting
sorority?
board on a stick. No?
I just like the comicalness of, like, having a paddleboard bigger than a tennis racket. It's like a tennis racket is probably, like, this big around, like
Big. I actually just thought of
I just want you to buy the biggest paddle you can find, it's not even a paddleboard, and show up out to pickleball. Oh my god, see, I call it a paddleboard. I don't even know if that's the
right. I'm crying.
I'm
This is
sorry.
actually also just making me think of other hobbies I want to add to the list. So forget about the narrowing it down to
Okay,
19.
that's
Um,
fine. I'm getting inspired, but I also feel like this is great for you to expand yourself into a sport so you can learn racket sizes. I think this is good
I agree. I
general knowledge.
agree. Okay. All right. So that's at
Okay.
5. Now you share some.
Okay. Do you have any of those that are, like, rising to the top, though? Like, that you're leaning towards?
Well, and this is the part of why I didn't rank it because I was struggling to
Yeah.
conceptualize how to rank it. Like, on one hand, was wondering, okay, should I rank it of what I really feel the most drawn to, what really like
Mhm.
sparks that passion, 1 to
Right.
20, or should I rank it by what feels like the most accessible to start with?
Mm.
Like low barrier to entry hobbies
Okay.
because I feel like I would want to try sewing before higher up than I would want to try knitting,
Okay.
but I also don't feel like I don't have a sewing machine. So in order to start that hobby, I would
Yeah.
have to buy a sewing machine. Just do knitting, I would just I could hop on over to Facebook Marketplace and pick up some
All
needles
those failures stuff.
and call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think there's sewing classes at, like, Joann's and
Okay.
stuff that you can sign up for, and they have, like, little
Mm,
stations.
that's
But
cool.
also, maybe this is good for us because we both bounce around a lot of hobbies. I have a sewing machine I don't touch, so I could give it to
Like a
you,
hobby
and you could
swap.
see. Yeah. So I think there's options if, like, sewing is,
Okay.
like, top of your
Okay.
list.
The thing out of those 5, because we still have many more to go,
Yeah, yeah.
the thing that sparks the most joy and excitement would be the pottery spinning for
That's
me.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
so we'll park pottery
Yes.
as
Okay. I put a star
joyful.
next to it.
The
Yes.
thing that sparked the most joy for me for you is
Uh-huh.
pickleball, just after the
Okay.
oh,
Okay.
so
After the all right, that's fair. That's
but,
fair.
um, let me get to my list. I'll say, well, knitting's on my list because I felt obligated to, because
Okay.
I feel
So
like it's the entry, but
so you're not a
I would like
true
to try it.
Okay.
But, the other one I have is, creative writing, which is a little bold for me.
Writing was the thing that I took off of my list. That
Oh,
was
so
on
now
my list.
I'm embarrassed. My hobby my number 1 on my list wasn't good enough for your 20, for your 19. That's messed up. No, okay, I do not wanna do it.
No, now that's making me feel like, no, Emily, you were right. You were right to have it on the list in the first place, and you were too cowardly in taking it off. But I think the difference and what's important about yours is keyword creative.
Did you just say writing?
I
Like,
just right, yes.
period?
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean, like, I
that's
used
vague.
to very vague. I
Yeah.
used to have a blog that, like, started as a school assignment
Wait, I need
that actually got,
mhm.
like, a lot of traction that I really, really enjoyed doing. Loved that. I, like, wrote poetry for a while. I didn't do anything with it, just for myself, and I really loved that. Um, But in today's day, right now, I don't even know what kind of writing I feel drawn to doing. So then to
Mhm.
just have like write writing. My hobby is
Have
I
like a
want to write, but not
right.
even knowing what avenue I wanted that to be down. I was like, this just I'm just gonna take it off. But creative writing,
Yeah, but I feel like yeah. But when you ask a writer what they do, they say, "I write." They don't say, "I write rom-coms," or I don't know. I feel like it still has potential for you, and then you could explore it, but I get it.
this is
Mine
about
wasn't good
you.
enough for your 19
No,
19
no.
hobby list.
I love that. And so like for you, would that look like taking creative writing classes
I don't
or
know. Either classes or just, like, going for it. I just remember
love it?
in middle school, I loved writing, and I think it was because my whole family was good at math and science, and, like, I
Mhm,
wasn't good at it then, and I got better, but in middle school, I was, like, not good at math and science, so I
mhm,
was like, "You know what? I just really" all of a sudden, I was really into writing because, gotta rebel against the family, and I was like,
mhm.
"This is great," and I actually was going through, like we have bins of our old childhood stuff, and I was going through my middle school writing project, and I still have the sticky note that my teacher put on it, and she was like, "This is so wonderful, like, keep it up, never stop creative writing, like, you're like, this is gonna be great
That's
for you."
amazing.
And I remember really enjoying writing it, and I remember that reaction to it, and I was like, "This feels really good," that, like, I really enjoyed it, I put a lot of time into it, and then, I got maybe it's a gratitude thing, maybe that's a problem, but, but that just made me put it to the top, so I think, like, I used to really like doing short stories and, like,
I love that.
descriptive writing and stuff like that, so that's where I think it would land, like, maybe I would just try to freeball it. And
I think
then
that's
yeah,
amazing. And even
yeah.
just to again, solidify that this is a great hobby, that me taking it
Not
off
good
my
enough
list
for
does
him, but
nothing
it's good
about
for
it.
you.
No, no. In all honesty, I think there was also, like, an insecurity that came up and almost a little with the podcasting too of, like, my husband is a journalist, is a wonderful, very successful journalist who also has a podcast, which is very successful. Like, this is his area that he
Yeah,
does like, has created a life off of in a very meaningful, big way, and so then to feel like, "Okay, now here I am, and I'm also gonna write, and I'm also gonna do this," in, like, no way, shape, or form any capacity that could ever match what he's doing. I was like, maybe this doesn't need to be my thing. Maybe that's just for him. And
right.
an
But
insecurity of
we're
like, there's no competing here. So, but again, it's not about competition.
no, no. What is it like? Comparison is the thief of joy, and I feel like we're
Yes.
very
Yes.
proud of Tom. He's great.
Yeah.
We love Tom. Well, you probably love him more than I
Get
do, but
out of
I love
here.
Tom
Get out. Right.
platonically. And he's
Yes.
so great. And he's so great,
100%.
but I feel like you're doing something so different, and I mean,
Yeah.
you're
So that's
not
my own mental block.
yeah,
All to
yeah.
say, I think this is a beautiful and wonderful hobby. For you. For you and only for you. No, I think that's great.
Okay, moving on. Should I do another one, or should you do
Yeah,
5 more?
do another one, do another one.
Okay, I have 3 that have a theme that I didn't notice until now, so I'll do that the next time. But my second one is water paint because, I mean, we
Love
used to
it.
do art together all the
Mhm,
time in college. I mean, you're very good at art and, like, very good at, like, creative expression and, like, I'm more of a copier. Like, if I see something I like and I don't wanna buy it, I'm like, "I could do that," and then I
mhm,
copy it, and I will say, like, that's something I think I'm pretty good at, but, like, like
100%.
I'm not good at original like, I have a picture, let me transform it into, like, a watercolor or something different, so I picked watercolor specifically because I feel like you can copy a lot, but I feel like a lot of people take pictures of real life
Uh-huh.
nature, and
Uh-huh.
then they transform it into painting, so I feel like it would push me out of my copycat art
Yeah,
realm.
I
So,
think that's great. I love that.
yeah. Okay, 5 more
Okay. 5 more for me. Let's see. Wait, I'm like this is sparking me to want to add more, which is,
oh my
I
gosh.
already have too many. All right. So the next one I have is yoga, which
Mm,
I that wouldn't be brand new for me. That's
okay.
something that I have been doing for quite some time, but there are times in my life where I dedicate more time to it, less time to it. The last few years, I have not been able to dedicate as much time as I want to that.
Mm,
And even a little asterisk around that is I really want to get certified to teach yoga. Like I would love to
oh,
do that training.
great.
But I think that's another one that the idea just of like cost of entry comes up for me of, okay, is this really so
Right.
that but that's one. Keyboard slash piano is one that is
Cool.
on my list. I've always wanted to know how to play piano,
Mm,
so that's one. And then I'll share 2 more right now, gardening and woodworking.
they were on my list, but I didn't think I could do them these 2 weeks, so I took them off, but
I
love
was
those.
thinking bigger than you. I was not thinking these 2 weeks. I was thinking my whole life
No, but
ahead
that's
of me.
great. Do you
Okay, so
want
that's on your list too?
no,
Gardening and woodworking?
not this list. Not my,
Okay.
selective
2-week
8.
list. Okay, okay.
Um, that's really cool. I feel yeah, woodworking's so cool, and I feel like you like I mean, you're redoing it your house a bit, and you're very
Yeah,
involved in it, and you
as are
from what I can
you.
tell, you like it. You like
Love
but
it.
you love it.
Love it. Loved
Yeah.
8th grade wood shop. Loved it.
Did you
10
make
out
a
of 10.
gazebo? We had
What?
to make a gazebo in our wood shop.
Like a life-size
No,
gazebo? Oh my god, I was like, "What?"
like a pickleball board size.
Okay, that
So
sounds beautiful. No, we made mini pianos and also
me
jewelry boxes.
that's so cool.
Yeah, it was fun. Loved it.
Yeah. Okay.
Loved it.
So would you
Where
do,
is
like
the 8th grade wood shop class for 30-year-olds? Because
they have them.
where?
They have well, so in my neighborhood, there's this shop, and, like, you can book an hour, and you can go and you can use their tools and stuff, but then also that's more, like, if you know what you're doing and stuff, but then
Okay.
not saying you don't, you could just book an hour
No,
and
I
go
don't, I
crazy,
don't.
but I think they also have classes, like build a chair together
Oh my
and
gosh.
stuff. So,
W This is
um
why Philly is cooler than the suburbs.
well, I'm sure there's stuff around you that is
Eh, maybe.
is that has to be. I feel like that's you might get an interesting mix of
Mix
students
of
with you.
people.
You might be
Okay,
the youngest
that's
and
fine.
the femaliest,
That's
but
fine.
totally fine.
Okay, cool. So we
Cool.
both wanna be woodworkers.
Well, maybe that's something we do together. Like
Yeah, that could be a fun one.
maybe you can do if there is nothing around you, we could do a weekend trip and we could
Yeah,
take a class together.
to be woodworkers.
Yeah, and then maybe we could have a project and do
I
it.
think that's perfect.
That'd be
Okay,
fun. We could
cool.
ship the parts back and forth to each other.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so now
Alright.
you share.
Wait, but those are okay. Those are really good, but okay. I have 3 that I realized are very similar, and it's making me
Sisters, they're
question
sisters.
yeah, sisters, but it's making me question my, why. I don't know, it's hard to explain. I'll read them and then
Okay.
rock painting. You know how people have those little rocks, and they're like, "This rock is
Yes.
paint," and then they paint
Uh-huh.
it, and then they put it in their yard?
I think that's lovely.
I feel like the people who do that are so passionate about it, and they're like,
Okay.
"This is a really good rock," and they get really
Mhm.
excited, and I wanna see if I can feel that excitement for, like, finding
You're
a good rock.
chasing that high and you think this
Chasing
could be a
that high,
okay.
like, "This is a smooth rock, like, this
Yeah.
is great," and
Okay.
then I feel like you never see just one painted rock in someone's garden or house, like, there's always at least 2 or 3, which means to me they liked it enough to keep doing it.
Do it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. So that's more like envy of the rock painting community.
Okay, okay. Of what you're imagining the rock painting community feels in their
Yeah,
hearts about the
yeah.
passion? Okay,
Maybe I'm projecting, but that's how I portray them. I
okay.
feel like they're wholesome and
I
excited.
love that. I love that. I think that could be a great hobby for you. Um, I will say perhaps you are giving too much credit to it may also be a mom saying, "I need these kids to sit down for 30 minutes, paint the rock. Look at these rocks that I found, paint the rocks."
Yeah.
I say that just to manage your expectations of if this does not bring you
Mhm.
eternal bliss, that's not a failure on you. I
It's
think
the rock.
that's it's right. It's just that maybe the rocks were
Mhm.
never meant to bring that
Yeah.
much joy. But maybe they will, and that
Okay.
would be amazing.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, they are normally in front of, like, churches, schools, and, like, community gardens. And before you enlightened me,
Yeah.
I imagined one lady or man, gentleman,
Mhm.
just really excited because all the rocks are so smooth and they're kinda
Yeah.
similarly painted, but maybe that all the kids just had the same paint.
To reignite the joy that could come from this,
Mhm.
I will say before moving into this house, I lived in a beach town,
Mhm.
and it was very common for seashells to
Okay.
be painted.
Oh, like the
And
insides?
yup, the inside of
Mhm.
seashells to be painted, and you would, like, randomly see them when you're walking through the neighborhoods of, like, one here, which
Mhm.
does make me believe, "Oh,
There's
that's how cute is that? That you're finding the perfect shell, you're painting it, and then you're spreading joy by putting it
okay.
in random places along your walk."
That
So,
that does make me feel better, but now I feel like you think the problem is the medium, which is a rock.
no, no,
I under
I think The Rock is great.
yeah,
I don't want you to give The Rock more
more
power than
credit.
it deserves, more credit than
Well,
it deserves.
joke's on you because that's the theme of my next it's rocks. So,
Okay. Is one rock skipping?
yes, that's the
Love
next
that.
I
Love
called
it.
it stone skipping because I liked the alliteration, but I don't think you respect the rock.
I 100% respect The Rock.
Okay.
I do. I think rocks are beautiful. You
Yeah.
wait, I think I know what your 3rd one is.
Okay, the 3rd one's kind of a stretch, but I think it's related.
Is it rock spinning?
No, but you know those are you talking about the tumblers people have
Yes.
with it? No, but now maybe that's my ninth because that feels
People
fun.
love it. People love
People
it.
and they come out beautiful, but
Beautiful.
sometimes I think people just take out their dirty rocks and then put in nice rocks. Do you think they do that? And is that
Who
cynical?
if people are doing that, they're not in it for the passion. They're not in
Mm,
it for the right reasons.
they don't respect the rocks.
They don't respect the rocks. I do. They do not. Because all of those hobbies do require finding
Right.
the perfect rock.
'Cause you have to know if it's pretty
Yes.
under the yeah. You know what?
Right, and for
No
the skipping, it has to be flat. It's
mhm.
I think this is good.
See, it's kind of a dual ho see, I don't it's a multifaceted hobby. 1, hunting for the right rock.
Mhm.
2, doing something with it. I I couldn't connect skipping and painting. Find rock, do something with it. Okay, but my 3rd one was, like, geocaching? Remember when that was a big thing? It was like okay, I'm not gonna
Like
do it
Pokemon
justice.
Go?
No.
No.
Gee, I just snorted. Okay, I'm not gonna do it justice, but I remember, like, 10 years ago, it was, like, a big deal where, like, people there's this app, and it has, like, all these places where people have, like, hidden stuff, like, in the woods and, like,
Okay.
all around the world, and it's called, like, a geocache, and, like, they give you, like, coordinates to find it,
So
and when you
kinda
find
like
it,
Pokemon Go.
it's normally, like you can tell it's something, like, normally it's, like, a lockbox, and there's stuff in it, and you have the code, and, like
Oh.
or, like, it's, like, a painting in the woods, like, it's just, like, random things that are, like, fun to find, and it's, like, you hunt
Oh.
for it,
This
and,
is like I have n this is brand new news to
really?
me.
It was, like,
Never heard of
such a
this.
big deal, and I always wanted to try it, but I used to be really paranoid. I used to listen to a lot of crime junkies, like the podcast.
Uh-huh,
I
uh-huh.
had to stop because I was getting bad dreams, but
Okay.
I was like, what if someone sets up a geocache just to, like, catch people, you know? Like, what if they're like,
Yeah.
"This is my spot." But now that I think it's not as big, you'd be sitting there a long time waiting for someone to get your geocache, so
So
I
it
feel
feels
like
like
it's
a
better.
safer
Yeah.
opportunity now. Okay.
But the reason it connects to my rocks is I was like, what if I make my own geocache and it's just a bunch of my painted rocks?
I think
That
that
was
is very
my
fun.
it just
I
says,
think that's very fun
"With my rocks."
with your rocks. I love that.
So that's maybe a part 2 hobby, so maybe not
Okay.
this time.
That sounds beautiful.
Okay,
That's
moving
good.
on. You're fine.
Okay. Alright. Cooking and baking.
Those are
I l
you cheated putting them
Why?
together, but okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm trying to consolidate this list, like, as much as I can.
Mhm.
Which are, like, both things that I do. I'm
Mhm.
not a complete novice to it, but I don't do it with any type of, regularity,
Yeah.
and I feel like the passion often gets pushed aside, so, like, being intentional about cooking and baking,
Okay.
similar to that, drawing and painting, which is something I used to love to do that I have
You're very good at
not
it.
Thank you, that I haven't done in, like, a very long time, so trying to find time for that. Um, Junk journaling. Do you
What is
have you
that? Wait,
I
that's
even
foreign to
need
me.
to what? This
That's
is
foreign
foreign
to
to
me. This
you?
is yeah, your geocache, my
I feel like I
junk.
need to there are different ways to do it, but
Okay.
it's like a mix between journaling and scrapbooking,
Okay.
and it's essentially like you can put your own pictures in it, you can write in it, you can do things that you find in like magazines or mail or things that are just joyful and you create little like picturescapes on different pages,
Cool.
which I feel like
Mhm.
could be fun.
Right, it's like
That's
whatever you
one.
want it to be, that's why it's called
Yeah,
junk, it's like you can throw
yeah,
anything. That's nice.
exactly. Right.
That feels cathartic. Like,
Right, that's what I'm like, this kind of
yeah.
feels like it might be nice. I'm wondering if I should save the rest for another time. Because,
Is it
like
do you feel like you have a good option out there, or, like, is there one in the rest of your list where you're like,
no,
"This
I
could
feel
be
like I
good?"
have a good option. I feel like I have
Okay.
good options to work with,
Okay.
and then I could save the rest for when
You
you
do
catch
have
up and find more things to be passionate about.
well, I had a I could have more. I was
No,
just
I know,
I
there
was
was
given the
a
direction 5 to
disconnect.
10.
There was yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, there
marked
was
it off like an idiot
that's fair.
when I
That's
shoulda had
fair.
20.
That's fair. I just really let myself keep going.
No,
Yeah.
you're f I only have 3 more, so it should be fast. 1, we already talked
No,
about
take your time.
bird watching. This is speedy, but there's an asterisk, so I don't think I can do it in these 2 weeks because I'm in a different state helping my dad,
Right.
and I still haven't gotten an invite, and they're elusive, the bird watchers of Philly,
Philadelphia.
specifically my neighborhood, which I won't say, but they I see them out and about. If I'm out when they're out, I'll stop by and I'll say, "Oh, what birds are you looking at?" Like, I show interest.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't care. I
This
mean,
is a
they're very
really
nice. They're very nice.
this is an elusive like
Yeah,
this is a tough group to get into.
yeah, and they look okay, I think they look really cool because they all have, like you have to m Philly's the setting, like, suburb of Philadelphia, kind of, but still in city limits, and they're in, like, athletic garb, but not, like, athleisure, like what you're thinking. It's like cargo pants sometimes, like, a lot of pockets, vests,
Mhm,
and they all
mhm.
have their own binoculars.
Amazing.
And I'm just like, you can tell
Outdoorsy.
they know what they're doing, and
Yeah,
they're doing it with a purpose, and I just
yeah.
wanna be a part of it. I wanna be a part of something bigger than myself. And they're really knowledgeable. I'm like, "Oh, what bird you looking at?" And they taught me all about this bird, and it was really cool. So
You should paint a rock with a really cool bird on it
and put it where I see the
and present it to them as an
uh,
offering.
they might like that because,
I'm sure they would love it.
crows give gifts to people, and it'd be like, "Look, I know something about birds too. I'll paint a nice crow on it,
Yes.
and I'll say, 'This is
And then
my
on the
gift.'"
back, write very small, "Let me into your club."
Please.
And then present it to them.
Like, okay. Maybe put my phone number so then that way they know how to
Yeah, how to reach
communicate.
you, and your address, and your
Social
social
security.
security number,
Yeah.
anything that they may need
I
to
mean,
let
they
you
need
in.
to do a background check. If
Mhm.
it's like the biggest group of them I saw was like 9 of them. So, like, I don't know if it's more people, but it
I
seems like they need to do background check.
I hate that I am the reason you were not able to attend the one meeting that you were invited
Yeah.
to. Wasn't your husband supposed to go in lieu of you, like, be the family representation for the weekend?
And that's when you know, never send a man to do a woman's job.
Never,
It's just
never.
disappointment after disappointment.
Unbelievable.
He's
I'm
great,
not
but
carrying the weight of this on my own shoulders.
no,
Tyler has
it's
to share in
shared,
it with me that
shared.
he also fumbled.
I would say his fumble was larger than yours, you know? Don't let the guilt of a missed bird watching club carry on for the rest of your life. So that one has an asterisk.
Okay.
And
Alright.
then my
Invite
last one
pending.
is cooking too, but I said cooking full meals, like with sauces, because I feel like I too cook
Mhm,
casually. I normally make the same thing, like I have a
mhm.
rotation. And I feel like real chefs, people who really cook, have sauces, and I don't. Like, not out of a can, like, not like
Right,
spaghetti, and here's, like, spaghetti sauce.
right.
Or, like, even spaghetti I feel like I can make my own spaghetti sauce if I, like, have the time, but, like, beurre blancs, like, that feels like a real meal, you know?
Yeah, no, I hear that. I do.
So sauce is
Components.
imperative.
Meals with multiple components.
Yeah, not like
Yeah,
normally I have, like, a protein and a vegetable, maybe
right.
a starch, but, like, they're never touching. They don't, like,
Yeah.
interact with each other, but, like,
No,
like, a
right, they ju
cohesive.
mhm, mhm,
Yeah, the sauce.
is what's gonna tie it all together. No, I think
Yeah,
you're right. I think you're right.
okay. I'm happy we're on the same page there.
Yeah.
So
So how do we pit?
okay.
Like, is our do we
Mhm,
alright, so our overlaps, we're cooking
mhm.
and knitting,
Knitting,
and
rock
even though it
painting.
wasn't
Just kidding.
yeah, big overlap was the rock
Yeah,
painting.
sorry, go on.
Even though it wasn't on yours, if you thought you had more freedom, it sounds like woodworking would have been.
Yeah, and writing if
Okay.
you weren't so snobby.
And writing. And writing, you're right. And writing, I'm putting it back on my list.
I'm
I'm putting
just
it back
kidding.
on my list.
Just
Writing.
kidding. Mhm,
Okay. So yes, writing was an overlap. So do we wanna pick one
mhm.
for this week that was an overlap and we both do it, or do we pick separate ones?
I don't know, that's such a good question. Which one okay, disregard the overlaps. Which one did you say? Like, you said, like, you thought you had a good one.
So I feel like pottery spinning, the ones that feel doable would be well, that's contingent on if like I can find a local class.
Okay.
Um Pottery spinning, cooking, drawing or junk journaling feel like they are the accessible
Okay.
options for me to choose from this week.
So maybe, yeah, since none of those overlap. Let's do individuals this week, and then maybe next week we either do
Okay.
overlap or not next 2 weeks, we either do overlap or we do, like, outside our comfort, like, maybe we'll pick, like, a new
Okay. Okay.
theme.
I'm
So
gonna for me, I'm going to the plan is gonna be pottery spinning
okay,
unless there are no classes available for me to do that.
okay.
And if that is the case, I am going to I'm gonna focus on cooking. Or
I
no,
love
that's an
it.
overload, so I'll
Uh,
save that.
but if that's what you wanna do, I mean, do what you wanna do.
Okay. I'll do all right. Plan is pottery spinning. If that is not an option, I will pivot to cooking.
Okay, and then let me know if you pivot to cooking, because then I'll just pivot to cooking.
Okay.
Maybe that's how we'll be flexible,
Okay.
because 'cause you'll know if there's a class or not. Those are
Yeah, I'll
scheduled, I
look.
imagine,
Yes,
ahead
I
of
will
time,
look
so,
after we finish.
um, I think I'm really drawn to rock-based
Love this. I love this.
because it just feels right. I don't know why, like, ever since we discussed, I don't know if I feel like I need to stick up for the rocks of the world. I just feel this strong connection to it
I
that
love that.
feels it was kinda, like, middle of my list when I made it, but now it's
But it's
soaring.
jumped. I
It's
love that.
skipping above the
It's
rest.
it's
Mhm.
perfect. That's perfect. I love it.
So, I think we, missed the part where we said, like, our time frame of doing this stuff in the
Yeah,
beginning.
we didn't
So,
discuss that.
I think
Um
do you wanna walk through it? Like, what our goal like,
Well, since we are not hardcore professional
not
podcasters, we will
Tom.
not be meeting every few days, once per
Mm,
week. The plan is to meet once every other week to give time to try out the hobby in between and then come back and report on how it went, the ups and downs of the hobby, any funny stories that go along with the hobby. Um and then land on either a continuation of said hobby or picking a new one, right?
yeah.
That's the plan?
Yeah, I feel like if we're really into it, we shouldn't stop the momentum and, like, just
Right.
keep it up, but then if we're even if one of us is like, "I'm done, let's pivot," one of us can pivot, one of us can it's gonna be fluid,
Yes.
we're fluid.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I will say I had a thought in the car the other day that overwhelmed me a little bit, but it's okay. I brought it back. This isn't
Okay,
meant to be
send
overwhelming.
2.
When I was in grad school, I worked
Smart.
part-time
Smarty.
as an ABA therapist, which is, like, behavioral therapy,
Mhm.
for kids on the autism spectrum, and, like, a big part of how that therapy works is it's like you run all these programs, and so I'm almost viewing our hobbies as the programs that we're running of, like, you're running these programs, there are certain
Mhm.
steps as to how you have to run these programs, but then once you master a program, which allows you to
Okay,
then start a new program, which would be
okay.
we love a hobby, we're good at it, so now
Right?
we're gonna start
Okay.
the next hobby, but then
Mhm.
where it feels really overwhelming is, like, in order to keep that skill of the mastered program,
Oh,
you
you
still
gotta
have to
go.
run maintenance on the mastered program while you're still learning all the new programs.
Okay. I
And
mean,
then
that's
that
so
felt
valid.
a little overwhelming
Yeah,
of, like, "Oh my gosh,
yeah.
is this gonna like, are we gonna be running all these programs, and then we're gonna master the programs and still add in more, but then if
You'd
we
have
don't
19
maintain"
programs.
Right, I have 19 programs that I'm gonna be running, and if we don't
Mhm.
maintain the mastered ones, we're gonna lose the skill, and then what then? And that's when I just had to say, "Emily, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah, I
stop
think that's
thinking
such
about
a
it."
great therapy, and I think that makes a lot of sense for children who are but I think for us, children are more advanced than us, they can learn a lot, they
Yeah,
can keep things up. We're just having a
right.
good time, you
We're just
know?
having a good time.
It just
Right.
gets too
Bring
overwhelming.
it back to we're having a good time.
Yeah, if this gets too overwhelming, we'll disappoint our moms, you know? We'll cut the
Right.
pod.
You're right, you're
It'll
right,
be
you're right.
fine.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
So I think that's our first
yeah,
episode.
okay. I think
That
that's
was
it.
so fun
It
chatting
was
with you,
fun. I'm
but I
excited to see how and another big part of the other end of the hobby is the show and tell piece of if it
yes.
is a visual hobby, show and tell.
I hope to
So
bring a lot of rocks,
I cannot wait to see the
and
rocks.
I hope well, your pottery might not be fired by then, but we'll have to
I'll take
take care of
pictures,
it. Yeah.
videos,
Yeah.
pictures, and I guess same with, like, cooking. We
Yeah.
could take pictures of the completed
Right?
products. Okay,
Yeah,
and
we
share
can
that.
do taste tests with
Yeah.
my dad who hates garlic, so that would be bad for me.
Well, that's
He's a
tough.
special character.
That's tough. Maybe you have to
Yeah.
wait until you're back in Philly to do the cooking so you can test it
Uh,
on a different
yeah.
audience.
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean, yeah, chicken fingers and burgers would be our extent here, so
okay.
but before we wrap up, I have a surprise for you.
I want a
I literally
surprise.
so we did our intro on Fiverr, and
Oh my god.
I love Fiverr so much now. There's so many cool people on Fiverr who probably all have passions, and they're doing what they're passionate
They're
about.
doing their Fiverr is their
Yeah.
passion.
Yeah, okay, literally probably. They probably have it tattooed somewhere. But there's
Yeah.
this isn't the person I got, but there's, like, this person who just juggles fire and then says what you want them to say, and you just send it to people, you could just tell them, "Tell this person I'm breaking up with them," and they just juggle fire and say, "Emily, I'm breaking up with you," and
Oh my
they send
god.
it to the person, and I'm like, "That's,
Oh
like"
my
there's
god.
so many talented people. So,
So
I
many talented
found
people.
I found an opera singer
Oh my god.
on Fiverr who was, like, so incredible, and so I had her sing our podcast name. So I think that's how we should
Amazing.
close it out.
I
So
think that's perfect. I can't wait.
I guess this is our 30s, in search of passion and plenty of laughter. The quest for passion begins.
she's good.
Ah, passion, chaos, and friendship. Welcome to I guess this is our 30s.
I am not laughing because it's funny. She's
She's
amazing. She's
good.
very
She's very
talented.
good.
She is very, very talented. And just hearing our tagline and our podcast name
Okay, I
in the
just told her
form
the
of
name.
opera.
She
Oh my god,
ad-libbed the
you
rest.
just told her the name.
She just
Everything
mhm.
she really created a beautiful 30-second story about our podcast.
The chaos. I like the
And
dramatic.
yes, the ending is really
Mm,
that's beautiful.
yeah. I just imagine she's very well trained. She's like a she was so nice. And I'm like, sing about this podcast that doesn't exist. Please. And she did it.
I love that. I think that's beautiful.
And if that's not passion, I don't know what is.
Truly, like this is a amazing representation of what we hope to get out of this podcast. To one day feel so passionate about our trade
Mm.
that we could do something like this with it.
We would do it for a bunch of losers.
Who don't have passions yet.
I'll paint rocks for anyone, damn it.
Thanks for listening to I Guess This Is Our 30s. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find us, and we greatly appreciate it. Keep trying, keep laughing, and we'll see you next time.
That's amazing. That was a wonderful surprise.
Thank you.